Hi, and welcome to the Bold Leadership Story Show, where we talk about experiences shaping exceptional lives. And today I have the distinct honor of speaking with Murrieta City Council member, Miss Cindy Warren. And I think you'll find during our chat here that Cindy has been gifted with some great resources, but she's also been challenged during her lifetime and has been very effective at turning those challenges into opportunities to serve. And I'm super happy to have a chance to chat with her. And let me introduce her here a little bit more, give you some background on Cindy. After raising their son, she and her husband, John, their son, Kyle, and growing a thriving business in Orange County, Cindy and her family made Murrieta their home in fall of 2013. So quite a while back. Her husband, John, was a lieutenant in the United States Navy. He served as a riverboat commander in Division 543 in Vietnam. During his service in Vietnam, he was exposed to Agent Orange and lost his life because of it. I'm sorry to hear that, Cindy. That's a tremendous loss.
Thank you.
Cindy is a 3-year cancer survivor and served as a grief share program leader for the past 5 years through her church. And in 2021, Cindy started a monthly grief support group at Michelle's Place Cancer Resource Center. And this show is familiar with Michelle's Place. We had an opportunity to speak with Kim Garish, and she's going to be on the show here soon. So very pleased to see that you're helping there too. And to this date, Cindy and Kyle are extremely passionate supporters of our military and veterans. Together, they have a family nonprofit organization, JAGS or JAGS, Gives Back, which holds a yearly charity golf tournament in honor of your husband, John, with all the net proceeds donated back to help our active military families, veterans, college students with financial aid, single parents, first responders, and other nonprofit organizations that need help with their special projects to benefit our communities. And Cindy established her design and print and promotional products business at the age of 24, 42 years ago. Wow. This business continues to thrive today. And shortly after moving to Murrieta, Cindy became a member of the Murrieta-Wildomar Chamber of Commerce and has just kept growing from there in being involved with the city in various duties, including now the city council member for the next, through 2026?
28. It's a 4 year,
20,
it's 4 years, so 27, 23, 24, 25, 26. You're right. Okay. I can't count.
Right. Well, and you've been very busy and been very active in this chamber and city council, Rotary Club, number of places around the city of Murrieta, and become a pillar of strength, I think, in the community. So, and a pleasure to speak with you today, Cindy.
Well, it is an honor to have been asked to do this interview.
Well, let's. Our goal at Bold Leadership Stories is to chat about bold leadership, and I can't think of right now a better example in our city that I've talked to yet of someone who's done so much over a long period of time as you have here in the city. So, of all of the challenges and all of the awards that you've received, which is the one that's the most rewarding for you so far, and why?
To be named, I think there's really two.
Okay.
I was named Murrieta Citizen of the Year by the Murrieta-Wildomar Chamber of Commerce in 2021. I believe that was the date. That just really brought me to tears.
Yeah.
What an honor with all the amazing, incredible citizens that we have in this community, and they chose me. I just really and truly was speechless, which is not usually my case. So
yeah.
And then I was given by the Rotary Club of Temecula the Rave Award for integrity, business integrity. And my life is built on integrity, honor, and character. And that was just, when they called and told me I was going to receive this award, I said, I think you have the wrong person. And they said, no, you are Cindy Warren, right? I go, well, today I am, but yes. And they said, no, we have the right person. So that
Awesome.
was quite an honor.
Well, so how did that feel for you?
Everybody says, you have these surreal feelings, and is it really happening? You have to pinch yourself. I now understand what they mean, because I'm always a cheerleader for somebody getting an award. And
Mhm.
I don't do what I do for acclamations. I do it because it gives me a joyful heart. And I just love helping and sharing my knowledge and my experiences to maybe make a better day for somebody else. So when that happened to me, I truly thought that they had made a mistake.
Yeah.
And, I was very proud. And my son was just so proud of his mom. It was just really a great day.
Oh, that's super. I'm absolutely sure you earned every bit of that. So I wanted to ask you about your experiences at Michelle's place. I'd,
Uh,
I'd like to
with,
share my screen here real quick.
oh, okay.
I'm bringing up the Michelle's Place website. So
Yeah.
how did you get involved with Michelle's Place, and what was your story about getting, you know, starting your monthly support group there?
Well, unfortunately, the support group is kind of on a hiatus right now with COVID and everything. We tried to start this up right after COVID, and people were kind of leery about coming in. We had a great group going for almost a year, and then people started not attending. So we're going to get it back on track toward hopefully the spring of this year. But what happened is that when my husband passed away, I will tell you that it actually took my breath away. You never expect to lose your husband. But knowing that he was older than I was, that was always going to be the possibility. But then to losing the way we did was just shocking to me.
Mm,
Um, so I was drugged to a program. I literally, someone said I had to be there, and they picked me up and took me to a grief share program.
mhm,
And I didn't think I needed it. I thought I could get through this on my own. And it come to find out I was not able to do that. It was life changing. It was emotional, a roller coaster that I had never been on before. I had never really lost somebody that close to me,
mm,
and I did not know how to handle it. So after going and understanding the waves of emotions and the ambushes that you get with grief, 2 years later, I was asked to lead my grief share program at my church in Chino Hills.
mhm,
And through that leadership, after leading for 5 years, my girlfriend and I decided that we would turn that over to somebody else. And I found that there was a void in my heart because I really thought we were making a difference and helping others get through this process. So I contacted Michelle's Place. A friend was doing a grief program, counseling program, and this was going to be a group that met after they got through her program, just once a month, round table. How you doing? What roller coasters are you going through? Where are you today? Do you feel like you've gone step forwards or 20 step backwards? And Michelle's Place thought it was a great idea. So we did it for a little over a year and a half. And then, like I said, we're hoping to pick it back up again this spring. It's a need for peace, for people to have a safe place so they can talk and not worry about their feelings being shared outside of a group. And it's all about trust. And your experience is very different from my experience. Losing a child is very different than losing a spouse, a parent. But at, at Michelle's Place, they're also grieving as they're caring for somebody who is in their cancer survival or not survival situation. So
mhm.
it's all kinds of grief. And it was really rewarding. I can't wait to get back to doing it again. I saw people go from constant tears to laughter
Mm,
and smiles and still tears. But when you can throw some laughter into it, you're healing. It never goes away. It softens. And so it's just to see somebody go from complete crying to a smile is everything. It's just, in my world, it's everything. And where I was in 2014 to where I am today, it's night and day.
Beautiful. So tell me about your son Kyle a little bit, if that's okay. It sounds like he's been a very big part of your, you guys have lived through the death of your husband and his dad, and turned that into an opportunity to serve together by having a charity golf tournament and helping all the groups with the funding from that. What's behind that story, and how has Kyle coped with it? And sounds like he's doing well. So.
He is, but he wasn't. Losing his dad was everything. It was just as hard on him as it was for me to lose my husband. Probably harder. He was 27 when his dad died. Kyle was on his way to the PGA Tour. He was a professional golfer on the Canadian Tour.
Okay.
When his dad was diagnosed with his cancer. Prior to all of that, my husband and I ran a junior golf tour, helping kids get to college through the game of golf. And all the money that we raised for our tournaments went back to kids and scholarships. We ran that tour for 14 years. And Kyle quit his career and came home to spend those last 15 months with his dad, which is remarkable in itself because most people would phone home, but he came home and he basically gave up his career. I couldn't run the tour without my husband. It's not that I wasn't capable, but it was too hard not to hear his voice in the background or not to see him giving rulings to the kids. So we tried to figure out how we could benefit others through his memory and keep his legacy moving forward. And so Kyle said, let's change it to a charity golf tournament once a year. And everything we raise, we will continue with scholarships, but we will also give back to our community where the needs are. And I thought that was a great idea. Well, so happened in all of this reorganization, and we were able to put a tournament on the very next June, or very next August, right after John's death in November the 14th. Kyle was diagnosed with cancer in 17, and it was just a fluke. And it was so grateful that our friend who was a doctor found it. It was thyroid cancer. And so he ended up having cancer treatment, which then again put him behind the 8 ball because it took him almost a year and a half to get his strength back from his treatment. And then in 19, I was diagnosed with cancer. We're both survivors. We're both cancer-free and we're doing well. And our our charity golf tournament is thriving. And we have been able to help not only single moms, but we've been able to help our fire department, our police department, people, other nonprofits, help them get their programs going, or, peanut butter drives and scholarships and Rotary Club, the Field of Honor. We are proud to give back to this community. And it has been a labor of love. And our next tournament's this June, and it'll be our 9th annual. And Kyle is now the CEO and president, and I'm just the secretary, co-founder. I do the work. He's the face, and it's just been a great journey. And to keep my husband's name moving forward in the most positive way is just a true blessing for us.
Excellent. That's amazing. That's such a beautiful story. Your family has been through so much, and you've survived so much trauma, but you keep giving back. You keep creating ways to give back. What drives you to want to do that and keeps you going? What keeps you motivated?
Just knowing that I can make a difference in somebody's life in a positive way. I can turn somebody at a gas station who was only putting in $5 of gas, and I can turn around and say, let's fill up that tank, because you knew that they were really budgeting because the gas prices got so high. And that little gesture can turn somebody's life around in a very positive way. Well, they then in turn, when they have the opportunity, can pay it forward. You know, there's always been a time in my life, there was a time in my life when things were really tough, way several years ago. And my husband said, let's pull our bootstraps up and let's move forward, because what is behind us is behind us, and what's in front of us, we don't know, but it can only be great. And as long as we continue to give back and help others and be good stewards of our money, we'll be okay. And we've always lived by that philosophy with integrity, honor, and character. And that's how we live our lives. And I just love being able to help others whenever I can. I've been donating my time and giving back since I was 14 years old.
Mm.
I was a candy striper and at a
Okay, my
hospital.
sisters both did that.
I wasn't
Yeah.
just happy to be the candy striper. I had to be the president of the candy striper organization. So there you go.
Oh, wow. Cindy, how did the foundation of your life experience had to be unique. What was it that you would say helped you form these foundational guiding principles and values that you've got that are so strong and enable you to be, well, you've become an amazing pillar in the community and you're still having fun. You're just great. You're having fun. So tell us about the foundation aspect of that when you were younger.
Unfortunately, I lived in a home with an abusive stepfather, and I vowed I'd never be a victim again. And through my own perseverance, I decided that in order to be successful, I had to go after whatever I wanted. Life didn't owe me anything. If I wanted it, I needed to work hard for it. If I wanted more, I needed to work harder. I learned how to budget. I learned how to buy things and not have credit. I had credit, but I was never in debt. I just learned that if you want it, go after it. If you fail, just another way of being successful is learning from your failures. And I've had my failures, trust me. At the age of 24, when I started my business, I thought I knew it all. And a bag of chips. I thought I was the all-in to the print industry. Not so much. But my successes and failures have brought me to where I am today. And I've got to tell you, I love serving Murrieta. I love Murrieta. Everybody thought I was going to move back to Orange County when my husband died. I never have met a stranger in this community. Everybody has been welcoming. And this is what I love about our community. It is a small town with big ideas, big goals, where you never meet a stranger. And I love it here.
Oh, that's beautiful. So tell us about the future what's your vision for the future for yourself and your family?
I'm staying put. I hope to serve for 2 full terms on the city council. I love being in the thick of making sure that this city continues to thrive and with the quality of life and public safety as top priority. I want to make sure that our traffic is taken care of, that we get another fire station out on this side of town, which is closer to the Winchester area. I want to make sure that when we make decisions, that we're making them for what is best for our community. Our prior leaders have done an excellent job in planning out our community, and I want to make sure that we continue on that path.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I know during your lifetime, you've had to make decisions, many, many, many decisions. And what I'd like to ask you is, of all the decisions that you've made, which of those was the boldest decision? And what were the
Marrying my
consequences?
husband. Marrying my husband.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is he was 17 years older than I was.
Okay.
He was my boss at the bank, and he allowed me to be me. He allowed me to venture out, start a company in an industry I knew absolutely nothing about.
Yeah, that's a tough industry. There's a lot of competition.
There was back then.
Yeah.
The prime rate was 22.5%.
I remember those days. Yeah, back in the early 80s, right?
That's right. A mortgage was anywhere from 16 to 18 interest rates.
Yeah, we paid 17.5%.
See? And
Start
I
for
mean,
ourselves.
now look at it now. I mean, and everybody's complaining about 6%, but
Right. Yeah. I
what
say,
we
yeah,
paid
we
before.
got nothing to complain about.
I know. He allowed me to grow and to learn from my mistakes. And that has been the best and the hardest decisions I ever made. Marrying him was easy, but learning from, he never just told me what to do and how to do it. He would look at me and say, well, if you were on the other side of the spectrum, what would you think about what you're doing? And he'd make me think about my decisions. And sometimes it was just easier to say, don't ask me that question. I just want to do it. But in the long run, it was proved to be a very good lesson on how to make decisions.
Very good. So that has helped you build this legacy and the success of it. I'm sure it's still a successful business, right? Is it based in Orange County?
No, actually, I closed down the actual brick and mortar. I was at a pivotal point in time, and with the industry, everything was starting to go digital. And so I had to make a decision. I could stay as it was or try and go digital. But back in the day, going digital meant close to $500,000 to change all your equipment over. And it wasn't going to be feasible for me. So we decided that I would close up the brick and mortar and become a broker. Best decision I ever made.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, I'm able to save my customers money because I don't have the big overhead, the workman's comp, all of that. And that all plays into your pricing point when you're selling your product. I'm able to find vendors that I trust, and from start to finish, I'm on top of every job every day until it's delivered. And I've been
Wait a
able to
minute. Let me understand this. You have a full thriving business. You're volunteering at Michelle's place. You've got tons of work that's going on right now in the city of Temecula, and you're doing
Murrieta.
service work.
Murrieta.
Murrieta, I'm sorry. City of Murrieta. And then you've got service organizations that you're working with too. And you're a mom, and you've got a golf tournament that you're working. And how do you do all that?
I have no idea. I take one day at a time. Okay. I really don't worry about tomorrow. I get done what I can today. And just like for city council, I know that I have meetings and agenda reviews and places to go and to represent the city. I put that all in my calendar and I work my days around it. I'm also a grandma, so I also get to see my granddaughter, 3 or 4 times during the week, and I make time for that.
Very good.
So it's really a scheduling nightmare, but it seems to work. I don't know, and I'm not behind yet on anything. Fingers crossed I won't be, but you never know.
Yeah. Well, I love your attitude. I love your approach to life. It's no holds barred. You're going for it. There are no regrets looking back. You're just making it happen. So great example and very inspiring.
I've always said if I'm busy, I'm not getting into trouble, and that's usually probably a very good business model for me.
Speaking of getting into trouble, what do you do for fun? What do you
I do love to garden. I love to garden.
Okay.
I love to bake and cook and entertain. I just love having friends over and entertaining and just having a good time. I enjoy my family time. I enjoy my friends, and I just like having a good time. I love to dance and go to wineries and go to concerts. So I just like to have a fun time.
Awesome. That's beautiful. My girlfriend is a professional ballerina.
Oh,
So
wow. And my granddaughter is 3 trying to become a ballerina.
Oh, really? Okay. Very good. How old is she?
She is 3. Her name is Emma, and she's just my world.
Well, that's when Lisa started, when she was 3. Her mom and her grandma were in that business, so she had access to studio time, And she ended up going to New York City and dancing at Joffrey and working with Balanchine directly. And
Wow.
yeah, she was principal dancer in Nevada Ballet Theater, and
She must be incredible.
she is. We call her the Nitnoid Queen, and because she's just so specific and direct.
Oh, she has the real tutu. She has the real pretty ones.
Yes, and she's also, we call her the ballet engineer because she's kind of technical, so she knows technical stuff, engineering stuff, so it's kind of fun. And she loves watching football.
Oh, I love college football. It's my
Okay.
favorite.
Beautiful. Well, our time has gone very quickly. Is there anything that you'd like to mention at this point? Anything you'd like to add to the story?
Well, I appreciate you even wanting to interview me because I don't think I'm that interesting. It to serve is an honor. It's not something that I did lightly. It's something I gave great thought about, speaking to my family. And I just love giving back to our community. And if anybody is interested and wants to join our golf tournament, they can reach me at info@jagsgivesback.org.
Okay, let me write this down. Info at
jagsgivesback.org.
What's JAGS stand for?
It actually stands for Junior Amateur Golf Scholars. So those are the scholarships we used to give away on our tour.
Junior Amateur Golf Scholars.
Yes.
JAGS.
And it is a registered 501c3.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining me today on the show. And it was a pleasure getting to know you a little bit better. And I'm looking forward to being able to share this episode.
Well, thank you. It's been an honor and a privilege, and I look forward to seeing you around town and at more chamber events.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.